Alright, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to another stream. Doing a stream 2 days in a row, which is out of this world. I can't believe that. So, like yesterday, today we're going to be taking a look at Spirit Halloween's, pretty much the rest of their animatronic lineup. This morning, Spirit Halloween pretty much released all their animatronics for people to see. And they didn't release all of them. There's a couple that have not been released, such as the roaming antique doll and the Spike, as well as oh gosh, now I'm forgetting them. And the Rat Girl. Those three have not been released yet. There are no pictures. There are no videos. I don't know what those are going to be just yet, but we have pretty much everything here. So, and I'm not sure if those are even going to be in stores or not. So, but anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at these animatronics. We've got quite a few to look at here, so this is probably going to be around an hour stream. So, hope you guys get comfy. So we have this possessed pumpkin here. We have little Skelly Bones. We have Betty Sharp, the Spider, Tombstone Terror, Young Crouchy, Strawman, Regan, I think the Widow, or whatever her name is, Mr. Punchy, and Nozzles the Clown. So we will be starting from left to right. So now, and just to let you guys know ahead of time, I have seen these animatronics in action already. In fact, the first thing that I did when I woke up this morning was I saw on Discord someone had posted all these videos. And so I've already seen these, and, well, let's just take them one step at a time. So let's go ahead and play the video for Possessed Pumpkin.
You little monsters have been carving up my friends for years. Now it's my turn to make a jack-o'-lantern. From your head!
Psycho Circus of Savannah. Alright, let me get rid of that. Okay, so there is the Possessed Pumpkin. We'll go ahead and play him again here.
Monsters have been carving up my friends for years. Now it's my turn to make a jack-o'-lantern. From your head!
Okay, so I've got a big gripe with this animatronic. Okay. First off,
you little monsters have been carving up my friend.
There we go. First off, the voice absolutely sucks. I don't know why Spirit Halloween seems to be messing up on animatronic voices now. It seemed like a while ago they seemed to make some pretty creative, interesting voices. But this is just not good. The voice is terrible. It sounds like somebody trying to do a creepy monster impression, or like Hauntformer pointed out, like a dad doing Cookie Monster. It's really, really bad. And what's worse for the voice is that most of you probably can do it yourself. Which means, and most people aren't good at voice acting, okay? Like, most regular people, they don't have the training for it, or haven't gotten the training. So, this is essentially what we get, is some guy that sounds like he's doing a crappy voice. And I'm not impressed with it. I'm really not. I think this is probably one of the worst animatronics for the 2022 Halloween season, and I'm very disappointed in Spirit for putting something out that sounds like that. And not to add insult to injury, but the look of the guy really isn't all that great either. I mean, but why are the teeth white? So I don't understand that. I don't understand that very much at all. So that's a little disappointing to me. I don't know. And the price, he's probably going to be like $300 or something like that, or maybe a little higher than $300. So it's just not good. You know, to put it simply, it's just not good. So anyways, but let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I think this is a horrid prop. I think it's terrible. I think Spirit Halloween really didn't do themselves any favor by releasing this animatronic, and I just think it's junk overall. I'm not going to get it at all. I'm disappointed with it. So the next one here is Little Skelly Bones. Now, this is apparently like a reimagined or re-envisioned Little Skelly Bones from 2015, if y'all remember. You know, I didn't really care for that animatronic. It was a swinging animatronic. I didn't really care for it back then, and I still don't care for it now. And so this is like without the swing, and well, let's just play the video.
Through the dark woods and into the night. Ha! I'm coming for you to give you a fright. Da 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 da.
We'll go ahead and play it again here.
Through the dark woods and into the night. Ha! I'm coming for you to give you a fright. Da 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 da.
Okay, so let me go ahead and get to a frame here where I can pause it.
Into the night.
Maybe right there is good. Okay, so Little Skelly Bones. Like I said, I wasn't too impressed with the original swinging one when they came out with it back in 20, I don't know, 15, I think. But I mean, it's okay. I think it's better than the 2015 thing. I mean, the jumping is pretty cool, but it's a kid-type animatronic, and kid-type animatronics really aren't all that scary unless they're like a spider or something, or like an animal or a creature coming at people. So I'm not really sure that this is going to scare a whole lot of people. But, I mean, that being said, it is here, so I don't know. It just looks kind of cheap. You know, kind of like the possessed pumpkin. It just looks kind of cheesy and cheap. You know, the head isn't really anything to write home about. The cloth hands and all that, it just looks, it's printed on, and it doesn't look like you're really going to get your money's worth out of it. And this thing's probably going to be like $150, sadly. And I just don't think it's worth it. I think it looks lame. I could make something better here. And I already pretty much do make stuff that's better than this, you know. So I don't really understand this. I think this is weak. I think this is really just not a good prop. So I don't like it. But anyways, let's go ahead, and I'm going to close out these pages actually, because I've already talked about them. So there's Little Skelly Bones. Again, he's probably going to be like $150. I really don't care for this guy. I think he's pretty junk. So, but anyways, let's move on. So the next one we have here is Betty Sharp. Right off the bat, the thumbnail, her face looks really weird. Her forehead looks like it's way too big. Her smile looks kind of cheap. The paint job doesn't look very good. The detail is kind of lackluster. Her eyes are way too far spaced out, and she's like bug-eyed like a rooster would be. I don't really like the look of her. It's actually kind of funny to me. It just looks stupid. She's like, duh, duh, you know. So I really don't like the look. She kind of looks like she has issues, and you know, Spirit Halloween has issues to me. But anyways, let's play the video.
I like collecting things. Can I show you my collection? I love cooking. Mommy lets me do all the chopping. My sister used to be Mommy's favorite, but I took care of that.
We'll go ahead and play it one more time.
I like collecting things. Can I show you my collection? I love cooking. Mommy lets me do all the chopping. My sister used to be Mommy's favorite, but I took care of that.
So there's Betty Sharp.
I like collecting things.
Actually, oops. There we go. Right there's a perfect place to stop. So I'm glad that Spirit Halloween is starting to get a little more gory. Also, too, I just noticed the zombie baby in the background. Maybe these will be new zombie babies for this year. I just noticed that. So this just looks really stupid to me. It's a little girl holding a big... Oh, there's different names for these knives. I forget what that one is. It's not a cleaver knife. It's more of like one of those chopping knives. But she's holding a big kitchen knife that's bloody. A little blood on her shirt, a little blood on her face. You know, whatever. And she just... I mean, honestly, it looks kind of creepy, but it looks creepy in the way of this is something HSN would sell, and they would put they'd sell it as like a porch thing. You know, that's kind of the deal with this. You know, the sack looks okay. It should be a little more bloody. If she just cut somebody up and killed somebody, wouldn't the sack be more soaked with blood than it is? I mean, it's just that's the thing. I mean, like she cut somebody and there isn't a whole lot of blood. I don't understand that. The sack does move, which is pretty cool, but that's the only thing she does, and she just kind of talks and looks at you. It looks lame. It really does. It looks lame. It looks stupid. Again, this is probably going to be like $170 or $180 animatronic. And what do you get? You get this little girl holding a knife with a sack that moves around a little bit. I mean, you know, going back to yesterday's second stream I did with Party City stuff, Torture Box Woman is so much better than this, you know. I don't really like this. It looks stupid. It looks cheesy. It looks generic. I don't like the voice. I don't like the face. The animation is sluggish and slow. You know, I just think this is a terrible prop. I really don't care for it, you know. And her mouth doesn't move, so she just kind of stands there with the creepy smile. You know, it's just disappointing to me. Like the first three. Or, I'm sorry, first two. So, anyways, but there's Betty Sharp. Kind of lame. So, this is not really so much a main release or a main leak animatronic. This is a spider. We'll just play the video. We'll do that. We'll go ahead and play her again. Or, excuse me, play it again. Spider. So there is the spider. I'm forgetting the name. We'll go ahead and... There we go. We'll pause it there. I mean, it's hard to say. It's not really a main feature animatronic, but it just doesn't. I mean, it's a spider. It's so plain. It's so boring. It's like, okay, whatever. Honestly, it's not really my favorite. I think that there's better. I think it'd be kind of cool if this had the movement there with the arms or whatever those are, and then maybe it was attached to like a jumping spider mechanism, and then it did that, and then it jumped out at you, and those things popped up. I think that'd be cool, but I think it just kind of being like this is just... I'm not getting the need to go, oh wow, that is so cool, I need to go buy that when the store is open. It just, I don't know, it's just kind of boring. And what's really sad about this is probably going to be like 70 or 80 bucks. And it looks like something you could get at you know, Lowe's for 40 bucks or Home Depot for 50 bucks. You know, it just doesn't, you know, the eyes light up, okay, whatever. But again, it's just a spider. That's really it. There's really nothing more to say about it. It is just a spider. So with that said, we're going to move on from this one to Tombstone Terror. Play him again. So there is the Tombstone Terror. That's a perfect place to stop. This animatronic, to me, I mean, it's just a skull, and it's just popping up behind a tombstone. So, to me, the pop-up is cool, but the voice is kind of weird. The laughing is just kind of weird. The eyes light up, of course. Everything has to have light up eyes. And it's just boring. It's just, you know, I mean, we already have another skeleton. We already have Bag of Bones popping up. Why do we need another skeleton popping up behind a tombstone? And this one isn't even as good as Bag of Bones. Bag of Bones isn't really all that great, but this is just worse. This is just a skull. Bag of Bones is actually like you can see shoulders and the rib cage and all that, and the arms and the hands. This is just literally a skull popping up behind a tombstone. You know, it's just, it reminds me of those things that people used to make and call them, hey, what's going on? I can't pronounce that name. Taven? Hopefully I pronounced that right. It just reminds me of those like tombstone poppers that people used to make and post their videos on YouTube back then. And so this is kind of Spirits Halloween going back and making their own thing. It just, I don't know. I don't really care for these animatronics. I'll say this right now. Most of these animatronics thus far are just lame, generic, cheesy versions of something that I could make at home for like half the price. And they're probably going to want like 110 or 120 for this. And I don't understand that. You know, this would be fine if it was something sold at like, if this was something sold at like Big Lots. But being sold at Spirit, It's lame. It's really lame. Spirit Halloween has, pardon my French, but Spirit Halloween has damn near dropped the ball this year for these animatronics, you know. And this is starting to become their bread and butter. You know, Halloween costumes and masks, yeah, they sell quite a bit of those. That's where they really make the money, is cheap costumes and cheap masks. But this is starting to be a catch-on, and they're dropping the ball. And, you know, I don't understand it. I don't like this. This is stupid. This sucks. I could make this here at home for, like I said, probably half the price. And people have made these on YouTube that just kind of have this skull slowly pop up and then go back behind the tombstone. So this is just a weak prop. So next. This is, oh, love the tie-in here to the clown head from last year. That's that's kind of funny. Or 2019. That's pretty cool. So here is young Crouchy. Let's play the video. Let's play it one more time. So here is the young Crouchy. First off, why does this exist? Why did Spirit Halloween have to take their big Crouchy animatronic, their clown, and make it into this? This doesn't make any sense to me. Okay? And I get there's like some kind of Spirit Halloween lore where Dr. Loom was experimenting, like I said yesterday, and he turned Crouchy into a kid. Something like that, you know? But, you know, it's like, if Spirit Halloween really wanted to do another Crouchy, why didn't they just bring back the original? Or did they not have enough room to fit them with all these big, humongous, waste of time animatronics on their other parts of the theme? So, I don't understand this. And this is probably going to be really expensive. Again, it's probably going to be $150 or like $200 or something like that, or, you know, $120. But this decoration sucks. If I like Crouchy, I'm just going to get the bigger version of Crouchy, you know? And they added the light-up eyes, which I thought was actually pretty cool. The original Crouchy didn't have light-up eyes because they kill it with that. But here again, oh, it's you know, it's not as good, so we have to make the eyes light up. Okay. That is fantastic, Spirit Halloween. You've done it again. So this is lame. I really don't care for it. It's just bad. It shouldn't exist, but it does. I mean, I'm looking at it. It says Spirit Halloween, you know, in the bottom right corner here. I mean, it's, you know, Spirit background. Okay. Whatever. This is just crap. This is junk to me. And I don't mean to badmouth all these animatronics, but I am the type of individual now where I have so many of these Spirit animatronics that my taste, I'm getting extremely picky with these things. And, you know, if Spirit's going to make an animatronic worthy of purchase, then obviously I'm going to go and buy it. But it just seems like this year we have a slew of... Here's what I notice. We have big clown animatronics that don't have a whole lot of movement, but they're the seasonal visions ones. So they have that standard seasonal visions phrase, standard seasonal visions, movement, voice actor, all that stuff. And then we have more of the seasonal visions characters, which is like young Crouchy and all those guys, which Crouchy isn't made by seasonal visions. But nonetheless, it's that typical big generic 7-foot monster that has cheesy phrases that turns his head and body from side to side. That is the recurring pattern that I noticed this year. And then cheesy girl animatronics. But, like I said, I don't mean to be harsh with these animatronics. I'm just not really impressed by what Spirit has. And as, things get more expensive, as things inflate, 10 times more, it's going to be harder and harder to pay the money for these animatronics. And the fact that these are as weak and as lame as they are really doesn't give me a whole lot of hope for the future, But I might be wrong, But anyways, I don't mean to discourage you guys from buying these. I don't really think they're all that great. But if you guys like them, I mean, that's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. And I welcome them all. So, but anyways, the next one we're going to take a look at here is the Straw Man. Not to be confused with Looming Straw Man.
Did you know that this land is cursed? The original farmer buried his victims in this very field. They say it helped to keep his soil nice and fertilized. Would you care to see where the remains lie?
We'll just go ahead and do it again here.
Did you know that this land is cursed? The original farmer buried his victims in this very field. They say it helped to keep his soil nice and fertilized. Would you care to see where the remains lie?
So there is the Straw Man. Let me find a good place to pause so I can talk about him.
Did you know that this land is cursed? The original farm...
That'd be a good place to stop. So, this is not a bad animatronic. This is not the worst thing I've seen. I really like the face. I really like the way he's dressed, and I really like the overall look of the animatronic. Here's what I don't like. I think the movements for the arms are kind of weird. I think if he was just like on a like one of those like scarecrow kind of stakes that they're hung on, and his head moved a little bit, I think that'd be pretty cool. I think it would make more sense. But this guy kind of has that weird movement. This is obviously one of those servo animatronics. Spirit's kind of switching to those now, or starting to incorporate more of those in these animatronics. They might as well just call them servomatic animatronics, because it's pretty much what they're starting to lean towards now, instead of the old-fashioned motor and gearbox type thing. Although a servo is literally just a motor with gears, gearbox. So, but anyways, the movements, they're okay. The voice, again, it's okay. It's not the worst thing I've heard. But it's just not really all that great. The eyes light up, which, of course they do. It's Spirit Halloween. Why would the eyes not light up? The coolest thing I think about, not the animatronic, but the actual video itself, is the background. I love the sun-setting sky right here, and the way the sun kind of shines on the hay right here, the hay bales. I think this background is really cool. Let me go ahead and turn the audio off here and show my taskbar again. See, look, the background is really cool in the foreground. It is really cool looking. I really like it. This shot right here, this actually looks really nice. This background reminds me of fall and Halloween right around the corner. It's not too hot outside. It's not too cold outside. It's just this. And I really like this background. So it's not even really relating to the animatronic, and yet I'm talking about the background, because the background's better than the animatronic, I think. But I really like this background. This is a really cool, and the clouds and everything, it just looks really, really nice. So, anyways, there is Strawman. Again, this is probably going to be another one of those $250 animatronic ordeals. Okay. You know, whatever. I don't really care for it. It's neat, and unfortunately, this is an online-only thing. Why don't they have this in the store? I'd rather see this in the store than that pumpkin crap. You know, but again, you know, Spirit Halloween's a corporation, so they need to milk everything for all it's worth, and, you know, that's okay. Not really. It's not okay. It sucks. But you know what? Whatever. So, that's him. That's my opinions. Moving on. Okay, so this next one here is Regan. Now, this is not the first time we've seen a Regan animatronic. There's actually a lot of other homemade Regan animatronics or homebrew Regan animatronics on YouTube that are pretty cool. But this is not the only time we've seen Regan at Spirit Halloween. If you guys remember, back in 2011 and 2012, we saw two Regan animatronics. We saw in 2011 a standing life-size Regan, and then in 2012 we saw a Regan that slowly kind of sits up and she turns her head and talks and all that. And those both were made by Morbid Enterprises. As you guys know, Morbid Enterprises went under. They are no longer a thing, unfortunately. But hey, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. If you don't make good stuff or good business decisions, you're going to go out of business. But this is a new 2022 version of Regan. And I actually don't think this animatronic is all that bad. Let's go ahead and play the video here.
What an excellent day for an exorcism. It would bring us together. You and us.
So there was Regan. I think the sound, yeah.
What an excellent day for an exorcism. It would bring us together. You and us.
So that's Regan. Couple things.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Pause it right there. So, first off, the face and the costume. I like the face. I think it looks really, really close to the movie. If not, probably dead on to the movie. So that's really cool. It actually looks like her. The costume is pretty neat. I like the costume that she has. Of course, it has to be to the movie, and it pretty much is. The voice to me is definitely not the one from the movie. However, it's not terrible. It's kind of weird, and Hotformer kind of pointed this out. In the original Exorcist, when she says that, that line is from the movie, it's the demon saying that and not the girl. So why is there a rough voice trying to do the actress? I forget her name. I know. I'm not super well versed in horror stuff, which is surprising because I have a bunch of horrifying animatronics. But anyways, I don't know why this is the voice trying to do, or the person that did the voice is trying to do the voice actor or the actor rather than having somebody come in and do the demon, or maybe the person does the voice for the actor and then maybe somebody else comes in and does the demon or demonic voice and it says that. So that's kind of weird to me. I don't really understand that. But it's one of those things where it is a licensed character, so You know, you have to, there's some things that, you know, you have to let go. And one of those is, unfortunately with this one, is the voice. But it looks good. Another unique feature is, you know, her head spins around just like the Morbid one. But a really cool feature.
It would bring us together.
There's an up-close look at her face. I mean, her face looks good.
You and us.
There we go. So, there is a projector in her back that throws the demon that possesses her onto the wall. This is a very unique thing. We typically don't get animatronics and projectors in the same type of, you know, wrapped up in a bundle. We typically either have projections of creepy, scary things and the animatronics, and they're two separate things. This one is combining both of those two things. And I think that's really creative. I actually think this is probably the best thing that Spirit Halloween has come out with this year, because there isn't anything like it, and the look of it is really, really neat. And the eyes don't light up, which, again, is another saving grace. However, this is, I think people are saying this was $280. Well, I mean, it's not bad for $280. You're definitely not getting a bad deal for $280. But it just is like, yeah, you know, it's just not really 100%. So, it's kind of hard to explain. I think that because it's licensed, it is worth $280. But at the same time, I could see this being worth like maybe $230, a little cheaper. Then again, you could just bring in a coupon and get it for a little cheaper. But overall, this is probably the best thing that I've seen for Spirit this year. Not a bad item. It's fine. I mean, it looks cool. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and move on. All right, so this animatronic is a very controversial one in the Spirit Halloween Haunter community. And for good reason, you know. Getting tired. First off, the look. She actually looks pretty cool. This is obviously a woman. I forget how tall she is. I think she's like 5'8" or 5'9" or something like that. So she's a pretty big woman. And as you can see, her neck, and this one was kind of one of the ones that if you watched the Spirit video, it showed you pretty good what she does, what she sounds like. But this one, obviously her neck jumps to the side or pops out to the side. We'll go ahead and play the video for you guys, just to, you know. So, we'll do it one more time. So there is the widow. This animatronic is kind of what most people are calling her. There it is. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I actually think that this is my favorite thing that Spirit Halloween has come out with this year. But, with that being said, it's not without its drawbacks. Let's start off with the good. I like the way she's dressed. I like the face that she has. It's actually a pretty cool face. It's got a good amount of detail, but it's kind of with me. It just doesn't really seem all that impressive. It's pretty typical. The voice kind of sucks. It's just it just sounds like a little kid instead of a woman. The scream is kind of generic in the beginning, and then it kind of turns different, but it just, you know, and then the animation is, to me, just not very good. I don't understand the neck popping out to the side. I think it would be much better. So if Spirit really wanted to make this, do something really impressive, it would be better for her whole body to jump out to the side, kind of like the Hauntress, kind of like the Ghostface animatronic we got. I believe it was in I think it was last year. It would be better if she did that instead of her neck. As you can see, her neck, I guess it's supposed to show you that she's kind of different. She's kind of a zombie, by the folds right here, which I really don't understand that. I mean, does she have, did someone cut her head off and then it's, falling off or something like that? I don't understand it. It makes me question it. But with that being said, I mean, it's not terrible, but their Spirit's probably going to want like 200 or 220 for this thing, and I'm definitely not going to pay that for this. I mean, the day after Halloween, maybe I'll pick this up, but it just doesn't really seem all that great to me. It just seems kind of weak. I don't know. I'm not really impressed by it, but I get the fact that some people are. So, but anyways, so that is the Widow. We're almost done here, guys. So here is Punchy. This animatronic is just weak. It's not weak like Possessed Pumpkin, but it just kind of is stupid. The face kind of reminds me of that clown from Afraid of the Dark, I think it was, or Scared of the Dark, that TV show that used to be on in the 90s that Nick at Night used to play. I watched that a few times when I was younger. It kind of reminds me of that clown, but I'll play the video here just so I can have a better show you guys exactly what he does.
I have a secret. Come closer and I'll tell you. Closer, closer.
We'll go ahead and play him one more time.
I have a secret. Come closer and I'll tell you. Closer, closer.
So there is Punchy.
I have a secret.
So here's a good stopping point. So again, let's start with the positives. The lights in the beach ball looking thing are cool. I think that's pretty neat. His costume he's wearing is not too bad. The overall look of the animatronic isn't actually not terrible. It actually doesn't look that bad. However, with that being stated, the animation is really stupid. The voice is really stupid too. I don't like the voice on him. I don't like how he and Windows security did not detect any threats, so that's really cool. And back to the animatronic. So I don't really understand the animation and the voice. The voice sounds like it's supposed to be a jump scare animatronic that pops out at you or comes out at you, kind of like Lurching Vampire. But it doesn't. It just kind of moves slowly in the circle and then rah! And then it continues to slowly saunter on. I really don't understand that. They should have done, and Hotformer pointed this out in his stream, that what they should have done is, since this is based off of one of those like punching clowns or those bozo clowns that you punch it and it goes backwards and then comes forward, they should have had him to where he jumps backwards and then he jumps forwards at you. And that would definitely be more in sync with the audio, and that would make this thing make more sense. But that slow body turning where it's just very, very kind of painfully boring and not really interesting is just really not my favorite.
Come closer and I'll tell you.
Here's a close-up look at his face. And again, the colors on his face are pretty neat. You know, I like his purple gums and his, you know, kind of yellowish stained teeth. But it's kind of stupid. It looks like it's made out of that really thin, cheap plastic. And the string LEDs that are supposed to like glow in the dark or make his whole face light up. Yeah, that's kind of neat, but again, it's just cheesy looking. That'd be the best word to describe it. It's cheesy looking. The cloth looks real thin. While it looks nice, it looks really thin, like that typical cheap generic cloth we get out of China on these animatronics. The hair is pretty crazy, but I mean it's cool looking. The hair's neat, but when you get it, it's going to be all squished up and, you know, mussed up from shipping. So it's I don't know. I personally myself, I really don't care for this. This is just kind of stupid and weak. The voice is stupid, and this is probably going to be another one of those $300 animatronics. And again, it's just not worth the money. Party City stuff is so much more worth the money than this stuff. That sentence probably didn't make any sense, but Party City stuff is worth it to me more than this stuff is, and it's cheaper, and it just looks better, and it makes more sense. So I don't really understand this. This is stupid. It's just ridiculous. Alright, so the last animatronic we're going to be talking about here, I have been streaming for about 48 minutes, almost an hour here. But the last animatronic we're going to be talking about here is Nozzles. Now, a lot of people were really... Oh my gosh. Ugh. Talking forever sure tires me out. A lot of people were talking about this animatronic, and we're really hoping that it would be really good. The animation would be good. The voice would be good. The voice isn't terrible, but it's that cheesy, generic, seasonal visions type thing. And we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and play the video here.
Careful where you're going. I'm trying to sanitize this place first. When I'm done, nothing's gonna be left living. Oh, who makes your eyes water, don't it?
We'll go ahead and play them one more time.
Careful where you're going. I'm trying to sanitize this place first. When I'm done, nothing's gonna be left living. Oh, who makes your eyes water, don't it?
So there is Nozzles.
Careful where you're going. I'm trying to sanitize this place first.
Let me
When
see if
I'm
I
done.
can. Okay, so there's a pretty good picture of his face. So, the face definitely reminds me of Wacky Mole Clown, but it's, I don't know, honestly, this looks more like a witch animatronic than a clown animatronic, because he's got that pointy nose, and he's got warts all over him that are green, and his hair is kind of crazy, but it's also kind of flows down, kind of like witch animatronics do. So, The light up eyes kill it for me. So, the face isn't the worst thing about this animatronic. The worst thing is the phrases. Like I said, it sounds like that cheesy Seasonal Visions generic SVI sound that I really don't understand why they have to use in every animatronic. What is with all the SVI process here and having big yellow eyes? I honestly have no idea. I'm clueless to that. I don't understand. I don't get it. So, you know, the face to me isn't the worst thing. The worst thing to me is the audio and just the overall look of the character. I mean, besides the face, of course. Why does he have nozzles in his hands? What is he, a fire hydrant now? Is he a fire hose or something like that? Like, what's the deal with that? Okay. Why is he wearing a hazmat suit? I do like the fact that they put a face right here. That's pretty neat. But why is he wearing a hazmat suit when he's a clown? So hazmat clowns and animatronics now mixed together? Like, I don't understand that. Nozzles for me is a disappointment. No moving mouth for 300. Yeah, 300. You know, like, what? Why? I don't understand this. I mean, I think I can see Spirits trying to be more creative with their animatronics, but they're being creative in ways that don't make sense. You know, like they're just, oh, well, let's make this an idea. Oh, or let's put this up on an animatronic, and it doesn't make any sense because it's like last minute or it's just stupid. So I don't really get this animatronic. The voice is stupid. The idea is way too far out there. And overall, I just don't care about this animatronic. And the fact that it's $300, okay? $300. And what does he do? Move his arms up and down and turn his body from side to side. And then he blows fog. Okay, I have animatronics that are better than this that blow fog in better places, kind of like Guardian of the Grave. It comes out of his mouth, and that thing's only $80, and it makes more sense, you know. Or you know, Life Sentence or Chain to the Grave. Those animatronics make more sense, and they're cheaper. You know, of course, you can't get them anymore, but they're just, you know, comparing the old to the new. Are we missing something? You know, I don't know. So this animatronic to me, again, is a big disappointment. I really don't care for it. I think it's a waste of money, and I will definitely not be buying it. I don't really care for this guy. So with that said, that's pretty much all the new animatronics that Spirit Halloween has released this year. They have released others. Excuse me. Such as the now I'm drawing a blank because I'm getting tired from talking so much. Such as the Rat Girl, the Roaming Doll, and the Spike, which I hear Spike is supposed to be a Killer Clowns from Outer Space thing. I'm not sure if that's 100% or not, but that's just what I've seen and heard from some people. To think this guy costs less than $80 for Spirit to buy from China. Yeah, around $200 for profit. Yeah, well, that's how they can get away with selling it for $150, because it costs them $80. So they're marking it up way a lot now, and then when it finally, you know, is $150, they're still going to be making like more than twice their money back. So I don't know. So I don't know how good those other animatronics are. Hopefully they'll actually be decent, but I have no idea. They're probably going to be online only characters. So
Be left living.
I'm gonna pause the video right here and give you guys my final thoughts. So, my final thoughts for Spirit this year. I really think Spirit dropped the ball this year. I really think that most of these animatronics are way overpriced. The look of the animatronic is okay, but the animation is very lackluster. The detail in some of these is also very lackluster. They look cheap. They look cheesy. They just don't look good. And that's kind of a sad thing to say because every single year there's been at least one or two animatronics that I've been able to buy from Spirit, or that I've wanted to get from Spirit Halloween. Like, for example, in 2019, I thought that Experimental Eddie was really cool, and I was actually thinking about getting him. I thought that the Twisted Tina animatronic in 2019 was pretty cool. Jack Straw was also pretty cool. I liked those three animatronics, and I thought they were really neat. And I wanted to get them. Again, let's see, that was 2020. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Experimental Eddie and Jack Straw were 2019. Twisted Tina was 2020. I thought she was actually pretty cool. And I thought that, Maestro was pretty cool. I thought he was neat. I thought the idea was unique. It worked for the character. The voice was pretty cool. I honestly thought it was just a nice character. And even last year, I liked Mr. Dark. I thought he was pretty cool, and I wanted to get him. I thought Whack-A-Mole was also really cool, and I wanted to get him. It was nice to see those throwback animatronics. But, I'm just noticing a trend with Spirit lately that they come up with animatronics that do the same thing, but it's a slightly different character. And then they mark it up way high on the price. Like, they jack the price way, way up there. And I just really don't agree with that. I think that's really stupid and lousy for Spirit to do that. And what are we getting? Another generic clown. What are we getting? Another generic, girl animatronic. Another generic zombie. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And I think that Spirit Halloween, if they really want to try to make unique stuff, I think they should honestly try to stick to the basics without going so far out there that it looks like it doesn't make any sense, I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. Sometimes when I talk, my brain's all garbled up and I'm just kind of throwing out words left and right. But, I don't know, the animation this year for these animatronics, for most of them, sucks. The detail is not really all that great. The audio for most of them sucks. The prices are terrible, and those suck as well. I just think that these are just really not good animatronics. Now, and that's my opinion. Some of you might actually like Nozzles the Clown. Some of you might like Little Skelly Bones, or Tombstone Terror, or Punchy, or, and that's fine. If you guys like those animatronics, that's totally fine. Personally, myself, I think Spirit Halloween could have done so much better this year, and I think they really dropped the ball as far as items go, and I don't know if I said this yesterday, but I really think that Party City is better than Spirit Halloween. I really, really like Torture Box Woman. I really like the Popcorn Clown. I think he's really, really neat, and he would go great in a circus theme. I really like the Raccoon Trash Can. I think he's really cool. I think that $500 clown that they're selling, for an extra $200 more, you could have that, and it's 12 feet, and it's this big, huge clown that's creepy. It looks better. It doesn't have stupid audio. I think that Party City is probably the best. With that being said, Home Depot isn't that bad. Home Depot actually has come out with some good stuff, and we're going to take a look at that later on today. I'm going to do another live stream for Home Depot and Lowe's together, so we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, so you guys don't have to watch all these streams for different stores. You know, we can kind of cover everything up in one nice big package for you guys. But I've said it a million times, I'll say it again, Spirit sucks this year. If you guys are you know, if your opinions are anything like mine, don't buy anything from Spirit this year. Don't give them the money. Don't make them think that they came out with good stuff, because they really honestly haven't, in my opinion. If you guys are, you know, if you guys are thinking the same thing I am. But anyways, so that's pretty much my final thoughts of Spirit this year. Let's hope that, you know, next year Spirit does better. They watch people's videos, they look at people's live streams, they look at people's comments, and they, you know, start working on some of these issues that they've had with the animatronics this year. So, but anyways, guys, so that's going to be it for the stream. I want to thank all of you for watching, all who came, and I want to thank all for watching who are going to watch this later on and actually sit through the entire, hour-long stream. My voice is absolutely killing me. I need some water. So, thank you guys so much for watching this stream. If you guys did enjoy the stream, be sure to leave a like, be sure to comment, and also subscribe if you have not yet. And tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. What do you think about this year's animatronics? You think they're good? You think they're not good? You think they're lazy? You think they're the best thing that we've seen thus far? You think they're really creative? What do you guys think in the comment section below? Tell me down there. And, you know, let's start a debate down there. Let's start a little conversation. And also, I want to mention this too. If you guys also want to start other debates and conversations in the community tab, comment on those as well. I'm going to be posting to the community tab more often now since the Halloween season is getting going, so be on the lookout for that as well. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and as always, be scary, be spooky.